Welcome everyone. Thanks a lot for staying with us. You're watching Plain Speak with me, Shivani Gupta. On the back foot after defeat in 3 of the 4 states to the BJP, the Congress and the larger opposition group is still smarting. For 2 days now, there have been all sorts of comments made, from how illiterates in North are choosing BJP to how EVM manipulations are the reason behind Congress's loss. Prime Minister Narendra Modi took to platform X today and, in a no-holds-barred jibe, took on what he called the divisive and arrogant politics of the Congress, along with their pessimism and lies of the larger opposition. This even as Congress leaders echoed their old excuse of blaming EVMs for election results. Digvijay Singh said any machine with a chip can be hacked. His comment found backing even among some other members of the India bloc. And by this evening, inside Parliament, DMK MP Santhil Kumar had made the blatantly derogatory jibe of Gaumutra states on all North Indian states where BJP is winning. This is the same party whose leader I.N.D.I.A had called for the eradication of Sanatan Dharma. Isn't this arrogance or divisive or both? The same politics that the Prime Minister was highlighting. Are no lessons being learned from political debacle after debacle? DMK may not have much to lose, but parties like the Congress, RJD, JDU, Samajwadi Party and others certainly do if they accept such comments. Is arrogance really the crux of it? And is arrogance sinking the opposition? We'll take that question to our guests in just a bit. But let me break down why some of these stances being taken by the opposition parties are problematic. So let me first break down the stance that can be termed as divisive, things that have seemingly backfired on the larger opposition bloc. So the number one is attack on Sanatan Dharma. That was the main dominant discourse or debate before these state elections. DMK minister's statement went almost unopposed by the Congress. Any such statement, mind you, against any other faith would have been condemned. In fact, entire Indian democracy would have come into question. But Congress and opposition were quiet on this. Secondly, a divisive agenda of caste census demand. Now, Rahul Gandhi asserting that caste census is a matter of ensuring justice and stating that conducting these surveys was the need of the hour. But it didn't really win hearts as far as these results go. But it reignited or seemingly wanted to reignite caste lines as a way to divide especially the Hindu community and the Hindu vote. But it is being seen above politics a dangerous way of instigating caste wars and agitations in the country. North-South demarcation. On the back foot after losing these 3 states, Congress leaders were amongst the first ones to raise this whole North-South divide debate, to find solace in the fact that somehow a progressive South state is voting for them, but regressive North is voting for the BJP, dividing the country into 2 parts, which is then used, mind you, by propagandists to further their separatist agendas. And they've always been these agendas with an undertone or an undercurrent in this North-South debate or Hindi versus non-Hindi speaking state debates. Take a look at some of their more arrogant stands that seem to have hurt them. First is EVM. Every season this happens. Despite winning a couple of states now in Karnataka and now in Telangana, Congress leaders were once again seen blaming EVMs, even though they won 1 state in this cycle. They said that Congress got 21% higher vote share in postal ballots, questioning the 9% less votes than BJP in EVMs. And senior Congress leader Digvijay Singh, as I said, went on to say that any machine with a chip can be hacked, even though there have been hackathons conducted and scientifically it's been shown by the Election Commission that they cannot be reprogrammed once sent to the centres. Mocking North Indians. This is, of course, an offshoot of the entire North versus South divide. Political pattern aside, Congress leaders and associated commenters were the first to drum up this angle, and they were basically deriding the Hindi heartland versus a win in Telangana. They furthered the progressive South versus communal bigoted North agenda online. Instead of looking within, they're deriding voters for not choosing them by calling them illiterates and bigoted. Another one of their arrogant stance was the Panoti, Papi, Rakshas barbs that were thrown in not just to the Prime Minister but also against the BJP. Remember, the Prime Minister was mocked as Panoti by a lot of the opposition leaders because he went to attend the final between India and Australia in Ahmedabad. West Bengal Chief Minister Mamata Banerjee had spoken in a similar vein, calling BJP leaders sinners, papis. Congress leader Randeep Surjewala, way back in August, had called BJP and those who vote for the BJP as Rakshas. It's the same mindset that is reflected via various comments. So the big question we're asking today is this: fundamentally at the root of the same narratives coming back, of using agendas that may be called divisive or pessimistic? Is this really about arrogance? And is it really arrogance of not changing your politics, not adjusting your politics, and also looking down upon the voters that are not voting for you, that is sinking the opposition?
कि जिस मशीन में चिप लगी है वो हैक होने की संभावना उसमें रहती है।
एक चुनाव आप बैलेट पेपर पर लीजिए ना, एक चुनाव से, और लोगों के मन में जो शंका है दूर कर लीजिए।
जब हार जाते हैं तो ईवीएम पर ठिकरा फोड़ते हैं। अरे भाई, जनता ने नकार दिया, उसे स्वीकारो, लोकतंत्र है।
Hello, Moto.
Let's take this to our guest joining us. Charu Pragya, spokesperson of the BJP. Bhavya Narasimhamurthy is the spokesperson of the Congress party. Mohammad Tariq Khan from the Samajwadi party, also Rajat Sethi, political analyst, leans towards the BJP, also joining us. Bhavya, let me begin with you. Just yesterday, you and I were discussing about this north-south divide. But look at what's happened just a few hours ago. DMK MP Senthil Kumar has called North India states as Gaumutra states. Does the Congress party stand for such comments?
Of course not. We would never stand. We would never generalize, a large population and use such regressive words. But then there is some other incident that has recently happened which you really need to concentrate on. In Rajasthan, there was an MLA who comes out and gives a very regressive statement. You might have seen these videos where he is on a call asking people to shut down some of these butcher shops. Don't you think it's a very regressive act? As soon as he becomes an MLA, he's stooping down to a very low level. Maybe he might be addressing to such incidents, but as a Congress party, we would never call, the whole of North India to be regressive or with any such words.
No, you say that, but for 2 days, Bhavya, we've seen even leaders of the Congress party, those associated with the Congress party like Praveen Chakravarti, were the first ones to drum up this divide, this whole South versus North divide, which was latched on to commentators linked to your ecosystem, if I may use that term. And then they went on to say further things. They didn't just stop at that. They didn't just read political patterns to say, oh, the Congress is winning southern states, the BJP is strong in northern states. Nothing wrong in that, mind you. That's fine. You can read those political patterns, but to suggest that low level of literacy, low level of female literacy, low level of female participation, these are the states that vote for BJP. I mean, till 5 years ago, you also won in these same states.
That's exactly. Anytime an election debate comes up, of course, social parameters also come up. If the low literacy is there, it's not something we have cooked up. It's a fact that they are stating.
No, but you were in power in these states. In Rajasthan, one second, Bhavya, I'm shocked you're saying this. If in Rajasthan, low literacy levels have led to the BJP being elected, how did you come to power in Rajasthan 5 years ago? So have literacy levels gone down in your reign then?
We majorly spoke about Madhya Pradesh, where you already know about the...
No, who is we here? Who's we here? How can you demarcate Madhya Pradesh from Chhattisgarh and Chhattisgarh from Rajasthan?
The social parameters will speak for itself. Of course, there are social parameters in Rajasthan which were low, but it all depends on how a government responds to this.
What about the parameters of crimes against women in Rajasthan? Rajasthan is leading the list of rapes of women. Are those not social parameters that governments are voted on?
I'm not denying the fact. But then, how a government responds to such thing is what makes the difference between, rapes happen in the whole of India, sadly, whether it is in a Congress ruled state or in a BJP ruled state. But how does the government respond respond to this.
To check
But
your
how
data
did
and
your
come back.
government
No, you
respond
cannot
to
say
this?
all
Your
this.
government was
Shivani,
Shasharu, once again, your government was voted out in Rajasthan. So which of those
Sorry?
parameters were led to it? Let me understand. If you're saying social parameters come into this, which social parameters led to your government being voted out? Please tell me.
Okay, the social parameters might be one of the factors, is what I have told you, but
Which is what?
can be the only thing, which cannot be the only factor to lead to these. We might have strategized less, or we might have, not really campaigned well. We will look into what our mistakes are.
But you are
during
saying
these
that it's
questions.
okay to look into
One
social
second,
parameters
let me
about
finish.
how less educated
Wow.
people vote for BJP and more educated people vote for Congress. That is your official stance?
Did I even mention that?
You
No.
said social parameters matter. So which social parameters?
Say there is, we started this South India, North India divide. It sounds really wrong.
Who started
Yes,
this?
there-
Of course it sounds wrong. That's
Yeah,
why
in the
I'm
sense-
questioning it. But who started it?
In the sense of, one second, in sense of social parameters, in the sense of population, in the sense of, okay, if there is a, say for example, flood in South India or North India, we usually say, no, in North India there is a flood, which has affected a lot of states. Or in North India there was like drought, which has affected a lot of, the same way we have said in South India, of course, the whole BJP was thrown out in the assembly elections. They are not even an alliance partner in any of the states.
Like
Here.
I said, political patterns of what is happening in any region of the country is acceptable. I myself said that is not the problem here. The problem is the qualitative markers being put on the populations who are voting in a certain way. And I don't know, I think you're trying to backtrack now, because all of us heard you saying that social parameters also come into the discussion and are given weightage here. So I'm once again trying to understand from you. I'm once again, okay, Bhavya, clear question, you give me a clear answer. Are you saying those who are less educated vote for the BJP, those who are more educated vote for the Congress party? Is that what you're saying?
Why are you putting words into my mouth?
I'm asking you, you can say no.
Mention the statement.
I'm asking you because this is what Congress-linked commentators are saying.
Sorry?
This is what Congress-linked commentators are saying. So I'm asking you, do you stand for this or no?
Did any of the official Congress spokespersons or any of the official Congress office bearers make these statements?
I'm
Please
asking you,
quote-
do you stand for this or not? Say yes or no.
Why should I say yes or no when you're just you're just putting some baseless allegations?
I'm giving you an opportunity to put your party stand.
Mention a name of one Congress
Yes,
office
I'll run Praveen Chakravarti, associated with the Congress party. First one to say the divide between North and South is becoming clearer. Didn't say North and South, said South versus North.
South versus North. But did he mention about education of the people?
What does
Did he
South
say-
versus North mean? Why versus?
I thought you conclude something out of that statement.
So what does it mean? What does South versus North mean?
In return, show me one quote of any Congress office bearer or any elected Congress representative making a statement like
I just told you, I just asked you, what does South versus North mean? Is this not divisive for a Congress leader to pit one region versus another? Secondly, I quoted your alliance partner DMK MP's statement on the floor of the parliament calling North Indian states Gaumutra states. Same party that said Sanatan Dharm needs to be eradicated. If I ask you a question, you will say I'm putting words into your mouth.
No, I just asked you one. You just asked me yes or no to this question. So all I'm asking is, show me one Congress person who has said this. You have no answer to this.
So
but you are saying,
I'm asking you, do you stand for this or not? What is your difficulty in saying no?
that is saying this. Of course, no. We would
Okay.
never say something like that.
Okay,
In India,
but
got independence,
Charu
we just
Pragya,
said-
what does North versus South mean? If a Congress leader is on Twitter or on X now deleted tweet which says North versus South or South versus North, am I not to take that as a divisive pitch, which is what the Prime Minister is saying? That there is an attempt to divide North India versus South India, instigate people. On top of that, you've got commentators coming out and saying, oh, look, the idiots, bigoted, illiterates vote for the BJP in North. the highly educated, more advanced, richer people vote for the Congress party. Then DMK comes out and says, Gaumutra states, the BJP only wins there, will not win anywhere else. Charu Pragya.
Shivani, this is not the first time that the Congress has tried to divide India into North and South. And if you'll remember, during the campaign for 2019 Lok Sabha elections, Rahul Gandhi said something similar. He talked about the difference in campaigning between Uttar Pradesh and Kerala, and he was very, very derogatory. He in fact insinuated that people in Kerala down south are better than the people in Uttar Pradesh, though it is the people of Uttar Pradesh who carried that family on their shoulders for generations, made them prime ministers, and that is how Rahul Gandhi repaid them. This north-south divide, or any kind of a divide for that matter, comes naturally to Congress. And DMK mein, Stalin Jr. learnt his lesson. He offered an apology of sorts yesterday, and he said he didn't mean to demean Sanatan, though he did that. He said it dozens of times, and he retaliated again and again and said that I'm not going to take my statement back. But yesterday, he did feel kind of sorry after seeing the election results from all of the 5 states.
But look at what the DMK is saying today.
I don't think the message
MP
reached Senthil Kumar.
Parliament.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. So Senthil Kumar actually passed a racist slur. He again put down the people of India. Now, does this so-called alliance thing, and I'm calling it so-called alliance because they have not shown any tendencies of an alliance till now, does this so-called alliance think that they're going to get any further in this country by putting down 80% of the people of this country repeatedly? And now my colleague from the Congress party here is trying to pretend this didn't happen. Let me give you some data, madam. In Mizoram, where you have lost from 4 seats, come down to 1 seat, and BJP has doubled its tally, the constituencies where BJP won are 98% Christian and 93% literate. So that proves you wrong. So it doesn't matter what religion the voters come from. Lastly, Shivani, and I want to say this with a lot of humility, politicians go out into the public with folded hands and heads bowed asking for votes. You don't turn around after an election and put the people of this country down. You don't put them down for not choosing you. Okay. You should at least find some humility in defeat. But even in defeat, your arrogance knows no bounds. I shudder to imagine what's going to happen to my country if by mistake they win something.
I would like to respond to her Mizoram comment. I understand they might have won in like 4 seats. It's only due to those individuals whoever has stood elections. They're not for the BJP, because such a small state, was successful.
Okay, one minute. You are not even understanding of the fact that you continue to divide my country. You're not understanding of the fact that a racist slur like Gaumutra states deserves an apology from all the so-called alliance members.
Okay.
You're still being defensive and arrogant, Bhavya.
No, one by one. 1 second, because you are joining us on multiple platforms of video. I cannot have you both speaking at the same time because one of your voices is then not clear. Let me go to Mohammad Tariq Khan of the Samajwadi Party joining us. Tariq Khan, are you comfortable with the kind of statements that the DMK MP has now made? Earlier there was comments about eradicating Sanatan Dharma. Now Senthil Kumar is saying that these are Gaumutra states that vote for the BJP and they will not win anywhere else. I mean, you also come from North Indian states. What do you make of these comments?
All type of religion. We believe in uniformity of the religion, and we don't believe any type of divide within the country. We believe that we should bring uniformity across from Kanyakumari to Kashmir. Everyone is common, everyone is the people of the country, and they all have their own responsibility. Now what Prime Minister said few days back, he said that contribution of South India is more in controlling population of the country. People who support BJP will not see all these things. What PM said in his campaign in Telangana, he said, and what we can get from his speech is that North India is responsible for increasing the population of India. Is this fair? Is this fair? When PM reaches South India or Telangana or some state in South where election is going on, he said that in delimitation, we will increase the number of seats of South India so the difference between in number of seats in North India and South India will be on a common platform. It's not a type of a statement to impress the people of South India to vote for BJP. Is this the way Prime Ministers should act? So this comment should also be understood by the media, but no media is giving any type of importance.
No, but it's not
to these
derogatory.
type of comments
Tariq
made by
Khan,
Prime Minister.
Tariq Khan, I'm not understanding why you're equating these two, because one is a derogatory statement, another is a statement that may recognize the realities of a region and appreciate it or talk about how we need to change them. That's a separate matter. But calling the state, once again, Tariq Khan, listen to me. My question to you is this: you are the alliance partner in India, India bloc. Akhilesh Yadav was very upset with the fact that the Congress was refusing to even share 7 seats with Samajwadi Party in Madhya Pradesh. He was almost derided by Kamal Nath. They have also come out to say that Congress is too arrogant and has too much of an ego to, take their alliance partners together. And along with that is this whole spectrum where alliance comments are beginning to hurt, maybe not those parties like the DMK themselves, but parties like the Congress and the Samajwadi Party. With what face are you going to go to voters tomorrow and say, oh no, our partners may say this and we are fighting the election together for India, but we don't believe in what they're saying. Shouldn't you do more in distancing yourself? That's my fundamental question to you.
No, I can understand what you are trying to say. My point is also what Akhilesh Yadav also believes, that there should be uniformity in whatever we are saying. That's why we urge and we requested many times Congress that we should not fight with each other in Madhya Pradesh, because just after 4 months we have to come together. Means if alliance is coming, it's not coming. It shouldn't come for a particular time. It should come for a long period of time. As well as we should have uniformity in our talks, in our beliefs towards the religion, in our beliefs towards democracy, in our beliefs towards the people of the nation. If there is a difference in our talk, what we are speaking to the people, it will not connect to the people and it will not get converted into vote.
Okay, so are you of the opinion, would you agree when the Prime Minister says that there is a lot of arrogance, because you yourself have talked about arrogance of the Congress party, that arrogance is hurting the opposition, not just the Congress. Look at the arrogance of DMK leaders. Again and again they're making these derogatory comments knowing that their alliance partners will be hurt by this. What is this if not arrogance?
No, there are 3 types of Congress. One is like a spokesperson who sit with us. They are very decent. Okay, and the state people who are head of the state, they themselves are very arrogant. I must say this. And the center, the coordination between center and state unit of the Congress party is not so good. This is the problem Congress is facing right now, because the behavior of state head of Madhya Pradesh was also not good with Akhilesh ji, as well as state head of Uttar Pradesh. He said when we started our cycle rally, we all together have supposed to question BJP. He started questioning us that why you have started cycle rally, now you are talking about backward. So this type of problem exists with the Congress, and they must have to deal it with a higher ground, with very concentration. A lot of concentration.
I don't want to get into how seat sharing will happen eventually between the alliance partners. That's a topic for another day. But Rajat Sethi, coming to you, this is a pattern that is not of today's. This has happened over a period of time since Narendra Modi's rise in 2014. One, EVMs. One, looking down upon especially the Hindi heartland, Hindi speaking, Hindu population that holds, for example, missions like the Ram Temple mission close to their heart. And you could argue these are primarily North Indians, so be it. But looking down upon them, calling them illiterates, those who don't understand the true idea of India, those who don't understand what is good for India, those who don't have any sense, they are bigoted, they are Hindutvavadis, Gaumutra drinkers, Gobar eaters, I don't know what all jibes are thrown at them. This is not a pattern of today. This has been happening for 10 years. Even the dehumanization for RSS workers, attacks on them, for example, calling anyone you disagree with as Sanghi or troll or Bhakt. This is all symptoms of the same problem.
Right.
No, Shivani, this started with some of the stalwarts of Congress party. At a time around 2013, 2014, there used to be a whole strong bench of leaders in North India of Congress. Right now, so you won't even find two leaders in the entire North India. When they started denigrating the RSS, started mocking them, Manishankar Iyer started when you couldn't control the narrative that was unleashed by the Prime Minister, who was then a contender to be the PM. He started making personal casteist remarks. They went on and on and on, and like that avalanche in their political lexicon hasn't stopped. They touch lower bases every single day. Today, you want to make an artificial North versus South, whereas Annamalai is breathing fire down the neck of these people. DMK is finding it extremely hard. They are embroiled in so many corruption cases. They don't have a legitimate ground to even go back to the public. Look at Telangana. Today also, you'll see, in spite of the fact that Congress is forming government, you'll still see 8 to 10 members of parliament belonging to the BJP fighting on lotus symbol will be coming in as elected members of parliament. So all of these artificial debates which have been created is further belittling the cause of a party which was erstwhile fighting for India's unity, fighting for India's freedom. Look at the level of discourse that the same 180, 120-year-old party has brought itself down to. I pity the public harakiri that the Congress spokesperson just did. If you just translate what she has just said and take it in the Hindi heartland states, Congress would be taken to the cleaners. They'll be wiped out, not in for the entire generation. I'm telling you, they don't understand this thing. I tend to pull my hair, like, what is so wrong, fundamentally wrong, that they don't understand very, very basics of how the public demeanor should be before when you go out and ask for votes. The sheer arrogance that they live in, that seems to be the bread and butter. Arrogance is what the name of their
as a political analyst, you need to get your facts right.
One second. Rajat, I think Bhavya wants to respond to what you just said. Let us just hear her out for 30 seconds, then I'll come back to you.
I can also keep on speaking.
I'll come back to you. Rajat, I'll come back to you. Because you talked about her comment. Yes, Bhavya, I'll give you 30 seconds, but please,
As a political analyst, Rajat, instead of pulling your hair out, you should get your facts straight. Manishankar Iyer came out and even apologized and the whole Congress condemned that issue.
So you cannot in public domain. Okay, what you just said that is the stand of this party. Shame on you. Shame on you.
Before commenting on us.
You should be ashamed of yourself. This is the discourse of politics that you are setting before the nation. This is the 21st century country. You want to divide into lines of North and South. You want to talk about United States of South India. Is that your vision?
One second. Can I just come in?
Shame on you, I said, madam.
Can I just come in? Bhavya, personal comments against Rajat. One second, Rajat, I'll give you time to finish your point. But Bhavya, first of all, calm down. Personal comments on who should be a BJP spokesperson or not a spokesperson, Bhavya, I don't think that's going to make your point.
Every single day.
One second, Rajat, control. One second. My point is this, Bhavya, is Rajat wrong when he talks about the fact that Manishankar Iyer publicly derided the Prime Minister as a chai wala, said कि हम बाहर आपका चाय का ठेला लगवा देंगे? Is it wrong?
No, he said niche. Shivani, he said niche.
He said niche later. Before 2014, he said chai wala.
Right in the din of the elections, he said it. He wanted to make a casteist remark.
Let Bhavya respond for 20 seconds. Rajat, I'll come back to you. 1 second. Yes, Bhavya, it's truth, right? It's not factually incorrect. He did say this.
Exactly. And then he was asked to apologize. The whole Congress condemned a statement like that.
So he's back in the party also.
Not made such statements so far.
You pull out of the alliance, say DMK is not a alliance partner. Then I will see you mean what you are trying to say here. Walk out of alliance of DMK. I challenge you. Walk out of alliance of DMK. Walk out of the DMK alliance.
Whole Congress condemned it.
If you want legitimacy behind what you are trying to claim, walk out of the alliance. Kick out Kardesh Chidambaram.
Congress. To be biased
walk out of DMK alliance, kick out DMK party from India alliance if you legitimately want the vote of North India. Walk out of that alliance. I double dare you. Kick out Kardesh Chidambaram. He also said South. That's what he said, right? So kick him out of the party if you want North Indian vote. Dare do that. Now put actions behind your words. I want to see those actions. The public wants to see. Otherwise, North India, you won't even exist. You won't even be able to enter. That's the state of affairs of Congress party. Rahul Gandhi doesn't dare to enter into Amethi. For the past 5 years, has he dared to enter? I'm asking you.
Get down. You're talking to a
Has he dared
spokesperson
to
of
enter into Amethi?
this country for
Ask
a very
him
long
about
time.
Pradesh.
Okay, one second.
Ask him about
South
Uttar
India.
Pradesh and say that
One second.
I have an alliance with the DMK party who would call all of you as a go-mouth drinking population.
One second. Can I just come in? Can I just come in? Listen,
don't.
it is
Don't be
not
so-
going to help the fact that DMK continues to make these remarks, and other alliance partners, those who do their politics in North India, just say, oh, we don't agree with it. I don't know if in today's day and world the public is going to buy that as a sufficient response. That's the question. That is a legitimate question to ask of the Congress party, of the Samajwadi party, of RJD, JDU and others. Let's not forget, Bhavya, that just before this election, we are talking about arrogant statements. Did Rahul Gandhi himself not further the Panoti jibe against the Prime Minister? You asked me which Congress leaders are doing it. He himself did it. My question is, do you think this helps
This
you?
is their मोहब्बत की दुकान जिसमें बिकता ही सिर्फ हेट्रेड बिकता है इनकी मोहब्बत की दुकान में.
I think this was
Yeah,
my
go
question.
ahead. Respond.
When people paint such a mighty picture of Mr. Modi when India wins a World Cup and all that, but he's not blamed for any loss.
Why should he be blamed for a cricket match's loss?
Oh my God!
Dear God.
Yeah.
Unbelievable!
You've lost the plot. Bhavya, I
Unbelievable.
suggest you don't speak
Oh my
anymore
God, please,
because you're
please,
harming
please,
your party by
please,
speaking right now.
shredding Congress.
Bhavya, I really
Shivani,
suggest you stop
shredding
speaking.
Congress.
You're digging
You
your own
lost
grave.
belief, Shivani.
Media, when he
Unbelievable.
Bhavya,
Unbelievable.
I'm not sure if
Oh
the
my
Prime
God.
Minister can be blamed for what 22 players of two teams
Oh my
do on a
God.
cricket field. If that is what you're saying is acceptable, then I leave that to your judgment and your party's judgment.
this question either. When you didn't ask Mr. Modi,
Can I come
when
in,
he
Shivani?
statement against a woman parliamentarian, calling her a jersey cow, calling her a widow of Congress, you don't get any right to ask this question.
No,
either.
no, no,
yeah,
no,
there
no,
is-
no,
you
no,
can
no,
ask
1
that
minute.
question,
No, no, no.
of course.
He never said that.
Like a street.
You never
Let's
said that.
not suggest that the Prime Minister should be blamed by us for India losing the World Cup final. We are not going to do that, whether you like it or not. Charu Pragya, very quickly, our final minutes, 30 seconds, Charu Pragya.
An analyst or a BJP spokesperson.
Thank you.
or the
No, Bhavya, don't make personal comments about
Enough.
whether
Bhavya,
somebody is a
enough.
BJP
That's what she can
spokesperson
do.
or not. That's
She can only
irrelevant.
insult.
That is irrelevant.
She
Please
only-
fight on
she
the
can
merit
only
of your
also go
arguments.
to the
I will give you
Yes.
as much time. Charu Pragya.
arrogant name calling.
Thank you.
So I
You know,
think
Shivani, Bhavya would be comfortably all right if an analyst was siding with the Congress. So her idea of an analyst is someone who's only a Congress
Let's not get
chartered
into
and it
this.
cannot
Let's
be
not get
anything
into
else.
this, Charu.
But because Rajat was making a list, can I add to that list, Rajat? Can you add the name Priyank Kharge to your list? Can he also be told by the Congress party to leave the Congress party? Because it's not just the DMK. The
Yeah, Priyanka Kharge
DMK
echoed
statements have
Uday
been
Nadiri's
echoed
statement, yes.
repeatedly by Congress leaders. And because the Congress spokesperson was talking about societal norms, madam, you do realize that this country was ruled by a Congress PM for 60 years. You do realize that whether it is Bihar or Rajasthan or it is Uttar Pradesh or, Madhya Pradesh, 50 plus years. Congress people have been chief ministers. Why did you not worry about their literacy rate then, or you were too busy filling up your own pockets? We are done with people who still live on with the British legacy of dividing us, and we have
Tariq
been
Khan.
lied to you in the form
Tariq
of
Khan.
votes. You
Let me
think
make-
that you can continue to degrade us and put down our religion and still get blessings from this people of this
Okay,
country?
Tariq Khan, final
continue
question.
to dream on.
One second.
And we are not breaking their
Bhavya,
reliance.
please, I've given you more than enough time. Please don't speak over each other. Tariq Khan, are you worried that such kind of comments are going to make it harder for you to do your politics? If you're going to call people of Uttar Pradesh as कि ये तो bigoted है, ये communal है, ये मीट नहीं खाते हैं इसलिए बीजेपी को वोट करते हैं, ये हिंदी बोलते हैं इसलिए बीजेपी को वोट करते हैं. I mean, ऐसे पॉलिटिक्स होगी तो किसका नुकसान होगा? आप ही का होगा ना?
Shivani, you can't just generalize a statement.
इस तरीके की
No,
बातें
I'm
नहीं होनी
generalizing
चाहिए.
it because people and commentators have generalized it. Bhavya, I'm sorry, you should have taken greater
let me
offense at what
respond,
people
let
are
me
saying on
respond.
Twitter than what you're taking on me. I'm generalizing because these are the
Let me
generalizations
respond.
people have made on social media.
BJP supporters give rape threats to women. So should I just say BJP gives rape threat to women?
Don't you say that?
when a BJP spokesperson or an officer.
Yeah, you say that all the time. You say that. You're completely wrong, but you continue to say that.
But this is
and you are
Tariq
not
Khan's
pro-women,
time.
madam.
Let
The
him
way
give
you treated
let us
women
give
in
him his
Rajasthan
time. Tariq
for the
Khan,
last
let me
5
respond, let me
years.
respond.
It's been atrocious.
No, it's not like that. India should not be divided on the basis of a region like South India or North India, and we have seen talks like that in everywhere. Means we have seen talks like that in BJP as well, from our side, from our Gadbandhan side as well. So these type of things should not be done. India should stay intact, stay united, and the divide between South and North on the basis of politics or on the basis of polarization of votes should not be there.
Okay,
It should
Rajat,
be evident
final 30 seconds, Rajat. It's not just about the fact that it's North versus South. You look at the whole construct of the caste census demand. A lot of these North India parties are supporting it. Bihar parties are supporting it. UP parties are supporting it. For what reason? Is that also not divisive?
See, Shivani ji, quite humbly, unsolicited advice to the Congress: stop dividing the pie in multiple different ways that you can imagine. Start thinking more positive, increasing the size of the pie, look forward, come up with some positive agenda for God's sake. Inspire the young people of this country, give them a positive agenda to vote for you. Don't go only on a divisive trajectory or only go on a freebie thing, because that is also a division of a pie. You want to ensure that there is nothing accretive to what they offer, and they will continue to suffer, and then they'll come in and blame the EVM. They won't blame their own politics, but they'll come and blame the EVM, because that's poor EVM can't even speak and defend.
Okay.
EVMs don't have a spokesperson in this country, unfortunately. So
Okay.
keep on blaming them.
Well, the Election Commission has said everything it could say on EVMs, but it is political parties that will have to reconsider whether saying such things in public domain, whether a big leader is saying it or a small leader is saying it, whether that helps them. Because we live in a world where even one comment made in one corner of the country or the world can be picked up everywhere. I leave on that note a big thanks to our guests for joining us. On the other side of a very short break, we'll get you more of how there are greater questions now mounting on world bodies, international bodies, on why they've been keeping quiet on Hamas's sexual atrocities against Israeli women. More on that in just a minute.